Many of us have been a little bit calmed by the lack of activity from legislators and regulators during 2013. But do not be lulled to sleep, because we will have a storm. We will be hitting ahead with the 114th Congress coming up in January. There are 5 issues we're tracking, 3 that would harm our product line and 2 that would be very beneficial to the product line and to your ability to sell fixed annuities. Let's go with the negative first. The 3 that are very harmful, the first of which is tax reform. And I'm giving you the most harmful as well as the chronological order we think they're coming down the pike. We think we'll first have to deal with tax reform. We're getting very strong signals from Congressman Camp that we will maintain the inside buildup of life insurance and the tax deferral of annuities. Why that's important is because you know the power of tax deferral, but the inside buildup really will drive what happens to tax deferral, because in the tax code, the IRS code, they're inextricably linked. So goes life, will go annuities. But we're very comfortable, we're getting strong signals that that will be maintained. However, and here's the big but, we believe that they are going to tinker with our products on the margin. They're already making noise about the stretch IRAs, that they don't think that they're utilized well, that they're prohibiting the government from getting revenue sooner, and they want to eliminate the stretch IRAs. They're talking about imposing in the non-qualified space a required annuitization date, and if you don't annuitize by a required date, there might be a penalty or a grab back of tax deferral. All of these things are on the table because what's happening with tax reform is anything that is provided must be paid for. So they're looking in every nook and cranny to get these things paid for, and that includes our product line. And as I say when I go out and speak, is I don't think we're going to worry about tax deferral, but they're going to mess up with our product and tweak it on the margins, and that will really harm our ability to sell and consumers' ability to benefit from fixed annuities. The 2 other federal issues that we're watching are the fiduciary rule. The DOL had a rule, pulled it, is talking about reissuing it. We're now seeing that talk probably be early summer next year. Why that's problematic is because the Secretary Borzi, Assistant Secretary Borzi, wants to apply her rule to any IRAs, and that includes rollover IRAs to an annuity, which is about a little more than 50% of our marketplace. And that's huge, because if you have a fiduciary responsibility on top of a suitability, because suitability is not going away. 33 states have adopted the model, more are coming, it will be in place in all states. Harkin makes it impossible for a fixed indexed annuity to be sold unless it is a suitable sale and complies with the suitability standard. So suitability will still be there. You will have an additional duplicative standard of fiduciary. We always say, you know, we believe in the fiduciary standard. The fiduciary standard is a good standard because when you take money from someone and provide them advice for that money, so you're charging them for your money, or excuse me, you're charging them for your advice, you have to have a fiduciary standard. Their interest must come first because you're taking their money to give them advice. The difference in selling an annuity, and I'm talking, I think, to the choir out there because I know you all know this, but the key difference is you don't take money from the client during the sale of annuity. The company pays you the commission to sell that annuity. And furthermore, once the sale is made, you have no influence over the outcome of that sale. It's with the insurance company and the customer. That's where the contract lies, and the ability for that annuity to perform lies solely with the carrier. So that's why we think the suitability standard is the appropriate standard and the best consumer protection. And we don't want to see you having to have 2 compliance arenas, a fiduciary compliance and a suitability compliance, nor do we think that when you're not taking money and giving advice for that money, should you have that fiduciary standard and the liability of that fiduciary standard.